Bringing the noise means exactly that. It means like sharing. It means speaking.
It's bringing attention to.
It really disturbs the peace.
Highlighting and bringing awareness.
It's bringing urgency to.
Making sure that every angle is taken so that you never see like one side.
It's flipping it.
Knowing that you're not alone.
Giving voice to that which has always been silent. Make noise for them so until they feel brave enough to speak for themselves. Period, point blank, simple. It's like giving voice, and that is the most important thing. Giving voice.
Went against the wishes of my country. Straight, white, male. Poster child for America, given chance to fly with pure angelic wings. Queer, black, male. Shunned by red, white, and blue, condemned to the precipice, stripped of my wings, back, left bloody. I was always afraid of coming out.
While 1.5 million people in Africa are dying of AIDS, over 25 million straight men and women live with this disease. Yet the backs of gay men are ripped open so the flaws in other cultures can spread under the surface.
Dear America, 18,000 marriages, they could not stop America. 44 states to go, such a long, long way to go.
False positive of no longer dying, of massive clerical oversight in the nightmare that is our healthcare. It only takes moments. What shall be left of me then, charred and muted, without a palate with which to speak, taste, or kiss?
But let's get one thing clear. I am all woman.
You don't need me. You need me. People are screaming everywhere. That's
channeling emotions after emotions after emotions.
It makes me feel powerful, like I'm invincible, and I have the power to touch others.
Yeah, taking whatever it is, the context, the situation, the subject, and saying,
now that we brought it to your attention, you can't ignore it anymore.
This is going to be a revelatory experience for everyone involved.
The dresses and robes I wore as a child playing house with my older brother are now the very robes and garments that give me the title father. Reverend, priest, pastor, shepherd of a mindless flock that hang on my every word, verb, breath. All hail my sermonizing hypocrisy.
Okay, this do unto others as you would have done unto you. All of that, shrink wrap, same thing that Ashley has to do. Like, tighten that up. And then when you're talking about this give and receive of a kiss later, like what it is to give a kiss and to get a kiss, and if it's right, then it's electric, then that sort of ties in this idea of do unto others as you would have them do unto you, you know, which is like kiss like you want to be kissed, or love like you want to be able to love, or all this stuff that this dichotomy that you're setting up gets lost because you're like sort of trying to find your momentum, but it's there and it will happen if you just go through and like cut stuff out.
I feel like the whole thing right now is very much a lot of this cloud of confusion, and I want a couple more islands to sort of stand on and look out in the fog at, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like there are a couple of metaphors that you use in which you attempt to do that when you talk about the razor and the bomb, but because there's such weighted metaphors in our culture, they become cliche because everybody has an idea of what they mean.
Yeah.
If you're gonna use them, you really have to make them new in some way.
Like this monster of manhood, what it looks like, what it tastes like, what it smells like. Give us one example.
Yeah.
That list is beautiful, and I don't want you to change the rhythm, but give us one thing. Just one of them, you know? Like what it tastes like, burnt toast. You know what I mean? Just throw it in there. Whatever it is, just throw it in there so that we have something tangible to hold on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Silence at this point, to me, means reinforcing the status quo. It ends up affirming what is, because those who remain silent can be used as an example of, oh, they're not complaining. What's your problem?
I think ultimately being silent costs you your ability to connect with other human beings at the heart level. And so I work really hard to make sure our young people feel like they are not being silenced, that they can say whatever they want to. And that's why I think that Queeriosity specifically is so special. For some of the young people that we involved in this show, they've never spoken on their sexuality before. They're coming out not only to an audience of strangers, but to their friends, to their families, to themselves sometimes. And it's just, I'm interested, and I love seeing the process of young people loose themselves of that silence and become liberated, fully speaking, fully alive individuals.
I've gotten used to the useless tension, always there, always fear that the next time I look in my mama's eyes, I won't be welcome there.
As I walk down the street, stereotypic judgments, muster stares, creep into my bed at night.
Let's stop begging for disaster. Let's stop begging to be feared. Let's all start begging to be beautiful.
Participating in Queeriosity was the first time I've ever did a showcase or anything about me being who I am as a homosexual.
If people were unable to say what they needed to say or say something urgent, then they would just be unable to live life.
I feel like the cost of silence is death.
Anytime someone's silent about something, you're taking away from everyone else's education. And that's a horrible price to pay, because you never want to miss out on something like that.
If you don't talk about what's bothering you, or hell, about what you're even happy about, then it just leaves us all empty.
My identity is my whole thing, is that's who I am, that's what defines me. And if I'm silent, then nobody knows, you know. And if I speak, then that's basically like me living forever. Like my words are always gonna be embedded in somebody's heart and in somebody's mind.